Ladies and gentlemen, it is Friday. We're having a very, very special guest. So if you guys are regulars of the pod, you know that I hate anything but plastic straws. I'm a big believer in plastic and what they've done with the straw community. Done some amazing innovation, has saved a lot of my drinks. And we come to learn that there's a place in San Francisco that pioneered this ludicrous movement called the Boba Guys. And we talked on Instagram, and guess what? They are here from San Francisco, California. Welcome, guys.
It was supposed to be a beef.
It was supposed to be.
We're going to have like a pod content boba fashion beef, but no. We'll see.
I think it's you don't love plastic straws. I think you hate paper straws.
I definitely hate paper straws and people's poor attempts at different, like the other day I had an avocado straw, like there's making straws out of everything, right? Mm-hmm. And when you're buying like a $9 drink or a $14 drink and 4 minutes into it, you can't suck anymore. It's very frustrating, and you can't take the lid off and drink a smoothie. It's impossible.
And I know this is recorded, but we are the experts at sucking. So we have all different types of straws for you to try.
Oh my God.
We're going to do a bamboo straw. That's kind of what we're known for.
Wait, so walk me through the history. How'd you guys pioneer this movement? How'd you guys kind of get credit for this whole straw?
Who are you guys?
Yeah, who are you?
Who are the guys?
What's going on
You
here?
do that and I'll do the straw since I got heat for the straw.
Yeah, I mean, we started in 2011 in San Francisco. We were a pop-up first. We weren't even a real store. We had our day jobs. I was working. We were both working at Timbuktu.
Okay.
And we were the only two Asian guys, and so we would always eat lunch together. And long story short, we started Boba Guys as a pop-up inside of a ramen restaurant. So we didn't think this was going to be a big thing. And today, I think we're 17 stores and counting.
Wow.
Yeah, so we've been rolling on this.
All up north?
No, we got some here in L.A.
New York, SFLA, Lower East Side, Canal Street, Soho, Chinatown. We're here because we're opening North Hollywood, Arts District. Yeah,
great. We grew up in the Valley. We know.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of boba people there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Boba's
I mean,
huge in the Valley.
The boba culture here is huge, and I think we're a little bit different from some boba shops because we make most things in house. In fact, we have our own factory that makes boba.
Wow.
What
is boba for people that don't know what boba is?
You want to explain that?
Oh, boba is, you've probably heard of cassava or something like yucca root. It's like a starch, like a potato, I guess, in America. You take that starch and you make it into a ball. And so tapioca balls, which is slang, boba is that slang word for it. And so you have that at the bottom of a drink. The drink itself, the liquid part is easy. I mean, it's milk tea. If you guys are if you're Desi, you have like, there's chai and there's all these other drinks. If you're British, it's milk tea. From Hong Kong, Taiwan, it's like a version of a milk tea. Teh tarik, if you're from Southeast Asia. So there's different versions of it, but the boba, the dessert part, is what makes, I think, the drink more iconic.
Mm-hmm. Got it.
Yeah.
And so started in 2011, and you guys are just sitting here crushing it with boba, and you're like, you know what? We're going to fuck up California with this straw rule.
So you want? I don't think we've ever talked about this. I can say it now because we're 2 years in. We got so much hate.
Oh yeah.
So you brought all the memories back when I saw the
PTSD.
So we're triggered right now.
I was like, damn. I said D with the hot takes. I was like, okay, I got to get this guy. We're gonna settle our differences now.
Okay.
So here's what happened. We kind of, like you guys, were known for more than the category, more than food and beverage, because we came out of the lifestyle world, culture world. So the city of San Francisco, one of the supervisors, she's great. Her name's Katie Tang. At the time, she wanted to push the straw ban ordinance, which had already been, there's rumors of this coming out in Seattle and other places yet at the time. And Taiwan, which is kind of more ethnically Taiwanese, the country itself had already started thinking about getting rid of what we call single use by 2030. So we were like, what is our take on it? Because we knew, since we were in the public eye quite a bit, like people are going to try to corner us. So we were formulating an answer, and then our city approached us to help us to essentially consult in a way that says, we need your guys' blessing, and we don't want to do it without we don't want to hurt small businesses. They really didn't. And so, number one, they were like, were there alternative technologies? And number two, will it hurt financial businesses? Does it cost a lot? And one thing about Americans, we don't travel enough.
Yeah.
But if you go to Asia, paper straws are not the only option. There's like bamboo straws, which is what we had. So we saw that emerging. There's pasta straws. I feel like Bubba Gump. It's like paper straws, pasta straws, you
Yeah.
know, all types of hemp straws, sugarcane straws. There's all types of straws. So we thought, okay, there's probably a market there, and I don't think it's going to hurt. And so we went through, I think, 3 iterations where, like, here's the ordinance as it first was written, and then we're like, it's too harsh. So actually, it is true. The city had written a really strict ordinance, and we were like, no. That's, you don't have enough time. You're going to fine everybody.
So you guys were actually advising the city?
Yeah, I showed the email strings on one of our IG posts.
We held the press conference where they
yeah, that's right.
announced
With
the
the mayor.
straw ban at Boba Guys, and so
That can't have been good PR.
No, we were on the cover of Reason.com, all the libertarian sites. They fucking hated us. They made me like at public enemy number 1 for like a week. I got hate mail.
So let me ask you a question. So you obviously, I understand why you guys jumped on the train, but let me ask you a question. The straw is one thing. That looks like a plastic cup. So how does that whole thing play out?
Quick answer. I'm gonna answer this. Get all the sustainability people, on this train. Here's what happened. The straw is small, so that and microplastics. They end up in the ocean, so they float there. And so when you see the turtle video, right? Save the turtles.
Yeah.
The straws actually don't get caught in the filter. Plastic cups, they're so big that they got caught in the filter. So you have a better chance of the straw slipping through, which is why they end up in the ocean.
Okay.
And then the
Where are
straws.
turtles? I never see turtles anywhere. What
They're
are these turtles people talk about?
probably
the straws
endangered.
took them all. damn. I'm sure Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are gonna come back.
Yeah.
And then Donatello is gonna have like a straw in his hand. He's like, fuck you guys.
That's pretty good.
So the filter catches the cups and the bigger piece of plastic, so it's less of a concern. But in a perfect world, that shouldn't be plastic.
100%. We actually, do you know there's a PLA that's called I'm going super nerd right now. Polylactic acid, PLA. That material, the compostable material, like made out of plants and stuff, is there's a worldwide shortage. So
Wow.
I okayed my ops director to buy it since last, I think, like July. We're pretty big, so on top of that, they can't hit our minimums. So there's a worldwide shortage on the actual compostable green plastic. But even then, to be honest, that's probably not the ideal solution. Right now, another exclusive, we actually are looking at not even transparent cups. We might just go straight on like pineapple husk, corn husk. There's a lot of materials out there. So you can get us on for that and blast us for that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the straws that you guys have, bamboo straws, which I have had, are amazing. Is that like your own brand of straws that you guys have, or is that buying from a supplier? Like, what's the idea there? Why doesn't everyone have bamboo straws? Because of money?
I think it comes down to money for some of them. The ones that have paper straws, it's just obviously bamboo fiber is more expensive.
It's like 5 cents more.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're 5 cents more. But I think the cost is going to come down. The reason why we didn't do our own, like we buy from a distributor, is like, dude, these things change. I think technology changes, and I think things get better. And who knows? Like 5 years from now, it could be radically different.
Yeah.
And laws change too. They might say like, hey, look, you got to do it all out of a sippy cup. Like we don't really know.
Yeah.
I
So-
hope not. That
Nah.
would not be hot. So Boba, growing up, we grew up in the Valley in Granada Hills. It was honestly a predominantly Korean neighborhood.
Yeah.
So
cool.
we were surrounded by boba. Mm-hmm. And whatever, at that time, my palate did not take to it. Like I didn't even drink coffee or tea or anything like that till much later in life. So I never really liked it. I know he never really liked
No.
it. So
I mean, I can't even drink a cup of coffee.
No,
wow.
it's so caffeine.
I know, I don't mind the caffeine. I'm just saying I like water. I could do an espresso. but
you're
just-
an alcoholic, so you like vodka.
You could spike boba. We do that. Yeah.
So what do we have here? What are we trying?
Oh yeah, glad you asked. We actually brought 4 different. We didn't know what you guys liked, so we have a fruit tea, which is strawberry coconut.
Okay.
We have a hojicha, which is like a roasted green tea with kirimitsu. It's like
My favorite.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
our favorite. It's like black sugar, black honey.
Okay.
And then we have a basic black milk tea, just like the British black milk tea. If we use really, I don't say bougie ingredients, but it's like organic milk, super creamy. And then we have a strawberry matcha latte, which is a strawberry, in this case, oat milk, and then organic matcha.
With bamboo straws. That is the trendiest fucking thing I've ever heard in my life. Give me
Yeah.
that one. I want to try that one.
Strawberry, yeah.
Okay.
I'm not your target market. Maybe Pete should come over and have one. So he can
Pete,
give
you have
honest-
one?
you want one?
Tim, yeah,
Pete
come
and
on,
Tim.
Pete. I mean, like, so let me ask you a question. Is
Gonna
it,
mix it up, yep.
is it mainly Asian people?
Not
Like, do people like Pete walk in your doors?
Yeah.
Like big old white guys.
I've been to boba guys before.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
there you go.
Damn.
Yeah,
Okay,
there you
get him
go.
a mic.
Yeah.
I would.
Oh, so
yeah.
you should definitely be in this conversation.
yeah,
Pete just
yeah.
said he's
Yeah,
been
go
to
ahead,
boba
go ahead.
guys.
Have a seat, pull
So
up.
Pete has actually been to Boba Guys. That's unbelievable.
Which one is
Dairy, fruit, strawberry, coconut. There's a hojicha.
See, this is the downside of globalization. A guy like Pete from Wisconsin knows what boba is.
Yeah. I was in New York.
Watch out.
I was in New York when I went to boba guys.
And what made you like? How do you know? You don't know anything. How do you know
my
about boba?
my ex-girlfriend's from LA, so she knew about boba.
Oh, so you're like, oh, give me boba.
Oh yeah, I mean, we had boba. We even had boba in Madison.
You do?
Yeah, we
Really?
had like 4 boba shops.
Damn.
You have Asian people in Madison?
Yes, we have a lot of Asian people. The university brings in a lot of them.
You were texting me. I was like, damn, where's Madison, Wisconsin on his phone number? I was like, that's not the other
LA.
guys.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, they got a white guy on their team.
What's amazing is this is actually phenomenal.
Really?
This is
Oh,
so good. So there's a strawberry matcha
Latte, yeah.
latte,
And oat milk.
oat milk, which I'm a big fan of,
Oh, good.
and the boba is actually really
God.
tasty. Anand, you should try it. Try that one right there.
That's really good.
This is the most basic version with the milk.
this?
Everyone, check out Boba Guys. Can we do a Boba Guys group chat collab? Like a flavor and like a straw,
Yeah.
like a colored straw.
Oh, you want a straw?
I want my own straw too.
I got this on.
This one isn't
Yeah.
bad. What is this?
That's a strawberry
and
coconut.
coconut.
We make strawberry tea, coconut tea. Nothing we do, not to get super like pitchy. But we don't do anything artificial. So that boba, that whole drink is made in house. The boba is in Hayward, California. The great city of Hayward, California, makes those tapioca balls.
Hayward's great.
I know.
Hayward's dope.
We're
These
probably-
balls are great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm
Say
really
that
enjoying
again,
the
Anand.
balls.
Some of the best balls I've ever tasted.
I have another really random question. With coronavirus impact, because you guys are an Asian-inspired business, do you see a downtrend in business?
Shockingly, no, because
So early on the cycle.
yeah. Part of the reason why is I think and it's sad too, but a lot of it is just for fear of like Chinatowns, you know.
Yeah.
So people are avoiding Chinatowns, but they're not avoiding Chinese food. So if you happen to be outside of that, then you're fine. But for us, it just helps that we happen to make a lot of things in house. And so if our boba was still coming in from China or Taiwan, people might feel a little bit weird about it. But we're just lucky that we have our own.
Yeah, you got to advertise that it's Hayward.
Yeah.
That should be on the-
Yeah.
You're absolutely
USA all the way.
With the flag. Our collab will be a flag.
Flag, American
flag
flag,
boba.
with Pete's face. We're American.
Oh no, we're gonna get shit on for the whitewashing there.
Yeah.
But no, because I mean, what people know us for is I'm gonna say we crossed over. Like whether it's love or hate it, I'm not sure if you guys got that. People are like, boba guys are sellouts because they sold boba to white people, and I was like, bro, like,
Wow, they want you to sell only Asian people?
not to in the first 5 years, you could read those Yelp reviews. Man, we got so much fucking hate. I was like, bro, we're teaching white people like or non-Asians what ube is, hojicha, kirimitsu. When has like people in Culver City, which is a store that's close here, in the platform. There's next to a Soul Cycle, an Aesop, a Blue Bottle, and a Sweet Greens. In the middle of that, there's a Boba Guys.
Yeah.
And after you go Soul Cycle, you know, you hit your spin class, you go out and you grab a Hojicha Kirimitsu. And you're like, not Asian.
Is that
Like,
the platform?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And what's crazy is I think low key old school Asian people are the most racist. Like MAGA as fuck. Like old your parents are voting for Trump. Not saying your particular, but your generation.
That's a whole. I kind of
Yeah.
my mom.
Boba guys can't say shit.
Yeah.
They can't say anything. They're in San Francisco. Don't let them create. Don't answer the question.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's just, our mission is to bridge cultures.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just know that older Asian people are very conservative and they lean that way historically.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's interesting. Well,
Great.
I mean, congratulations, 17 locations.
It's crazy. Good
Is a
job.
lot of locations.
Thank you. Thank you.
What's next? What's the next big launch? Anything exciting that we can share with our people?
Yeah, we have a book dropping in April.
Sure.
We're going to teach the world how to make boba. There's never been a book about boba before.
Wow.
And Penguin Random House hit us up almost 2 years ago to make this book. And so finally coming out.
When's it coming out?
April 7th. You can get it on thebobabook.com. Pre-order it there.
Amazon, support your local bookstore. Again, it's Penguin, right? So Penguin Random House, and our editor is Francis Lamb. Chris Teigen's book, Questlove's book. So we're really trying to change cultures here. I think if I were to add to what Ben was saying is, we were just saying this earlier today on the ride here, is that, all this love goes to these restaurants and, all that kind of stuff. And people forget whether it's oat milk or the straws, they came out of boba shops. The trends, we were the ones who also made oat milk really popular in America, and so...
Damn, you guys are like fucking pioneers and shit.
No. Well, I mean, that's why we would. I was telling Pete, I was like, oh, we should lay off because I think we're ball culture guys. I was like, I respect the fashion guys. Their hot takes, D's cool. No, but what we see, it's just a culture, right? You could see, it's not. Oat milk was big in Europe, so it's not crazy to think that it would do well in America. The reason is it just wasn't packaged well here or story told well, and a lot of it's storytelling. And I think. When we were thinking about doing a book, to be honest, I'm sure you guys would relate. Like, publishing is not where you make money, but that might allow us, which we'll do morning show or late night TV, and we do have an agenda. Just like I'm sure you guys have an agenda with your fashion brands and your whole ecosystem. For us, we just want people to see, like boba is a global drink. Starbucks right now is trying to conquer Asia. I'm like, fuck that. Why don't we take something Asian or something from not Western world and make it popular and accessible and not try to say it's only Asian? Because I can tell you that's what Starbucks is doing in Asia right now. They're saying coffee is for everyone.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's
cool.
That's great.
I like that.
When the book comes out, please come back out so we can.
Yeah, before you go on Kimmel, you could stop by here.
Oh, we'd love to.
yeah, for sure.
Maybe we could do a live bubble lesson.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're
to
gonna have
teach
to
people.
learn how to make
Well,
it.
yeah, I'd have
No,
to
we
do
got
that.
get Pete.
Pete sucked down that boba.
It was really good.
Dude, you're done.
Yeah, I have a few balls left.
I
I'm
gotta get
almost
back to
done,
work
too.
over there soon. No, but see, it's actually from scratch that you make it, completely.
You can see it. New York Times went in. They looked at everyone. So people were like, "What's in it?" We're gonna tell you every ingredient's in it. You can. There's these giant tumbling drums that you see. You guys probably saw. We were on Vice to do cannabis boba, cannaboba.
Oh wow!
So we actually want to make cannaboba and bring it back at scale. Maybe it's California, so we can do whatever we want.
Yeah.
And so that's what happens when you can control your own supply chain. And so if you're in the great city of Hayward, come by, come through.
Probably not, but
Do you wholesale boba on Amazon? Because I bought boba off Amazon.
Jesus, Pete.
Pete's like our number one customer.
yeah.
You guys didn't know this. I can't admit these
Do you
things.
have an Asian fetish?
Whoa.
It's all right. Yellow fever's in right now. And I think we were looking at it. If we were better business people, I think that's where we're still scrappy and we're like, crap. Oh, let's just say our editor was like, you should sell boba and the book. And we're like, crap, we haven't made the size that is not commercial use. Right now, there's in these giant 6.6 pound bags, and we need. It's too much for home.
Yeah.
And so, we're working on it. We're trying to get it in time for the boba book.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys.
Thanks for
this
coming
is
on.
amazing.
Yeah, oh, you killed too.
I finished my
yeah,
boba.
nice.
The straws are actually incredible.
The straws are good.
The big hole really makes all the difference.
Yeah.
That's how you drink boba.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, in general, I want big circumference straws.
We got it.
It's about girth.
It's
Yeah.
girth.
Yeah.
I want girthy bamboo
Give me
straws.
Okay. Well, I got non-girth.
Oh, you got non-girth too.
Wow.
Okay.
Pete and I were exchanging DMs because we were seeing if we were gonna go nuclear with this whole conversation. And so I bought all types of straws. So we got thin ones, so it's not as. I promised a lifetime worth of straws, and here you go.
Oh my God!
Wow.
Thank you so much. We got to post this. Well, thank you guys. We're gonna get into some news now.
Cool. Thanks for
Appreciate
having
it.
us.
Thanks, guys.
On to our first and most important topic of the day.
What could it possibly be?
The coronavirus fallout has begun.
It is complete devastation.
Pete is literally dying on air, and we will do nothing because the pod is more important. There's no one man bigger than the pod, Pete.
It's true. Look at the dedication. Disinfecting the three of us over here.
Look, you guys told me to get it for research purposes, so I went and caught it.
So if you haven't been following, the world economic impact has been massive. We've seen 4 straight days down in the stock market.
Yep.
3,000 points erased off the Dow. That's as of Thursday. We don't know what the hell is going to happen on Friday. The S&P 500 and Dow are off more than 10% off its record highs. Some of our favorite companies, Tesla, Apple, Microsoft, Disney, Nike, getting clobbered in the stock market. This is the craziest shit I've seen in the stock market since 2008. 2008, the only difference was that the banks pretty much went to zero.
Yep.
Whereas the other companies got punished. This is just like, doesn't matter. Everything gets punished except Peloton.
Yeah, you got to stay at home and bike. What are you going to do if you have Corona?
What's crazy is all the other companies, even Zoom. So Zoom is a company that went public last year that is it's an office tool for video conferencing. That's a Corona defensive play. So it went up a couple days. Even that stock on Thursday got clobbered, except Peloton. Peloton, it sounds like it is the vaccine. Peloton is the vaccine for coronavirus.
Peloton's figured it out.
Yeah.
But so the thing about the stock market, so everyone's in a pseudo panic because the stock market's down so much this week. But if you want to think about it contextually, all it's really down is the gains from the last 12 months, which were insane and kind of irrational to an extent. So we haven't really seen the real hurt. And
I wouldn't even say 12 months. It's really the last 6 months. I went and looked at the 52-week highs and 52-week lows for the big cap stocks. So we're pretty much reaching where we were in October, November. So we have a lot more pain to go.
Exactly. That's my point. Like, it's not down that much, given that the run-up was so insane.
And so Goldman Sachs pretty much came out today and said, we expect zero growth for any of the big cap companies for 2020. So if you assume zero growth, and there's obviously been some pain in this first quarter, to me, the stocks still have a little more way to go then, because you're always rewarding for the future opportunity in a company. And if we're assuming zero growth this year, we don't know what the impact is next year yet. So if that's the case, and we know we're only 10% off record highs, technically sounds like there could be more pain.
Absolutely, because all we're off are, and what most people were thinking were inflated values anyway.
Yeah.
So we haven't really taken a dent out of stocks valuations when you actually, we haven't seen the financial impact, right? We've seen what investors think
is the impact.
Like the next quarter hasn't been reported. They haven't given guidance on what the next year is. Everyone's got to be terrified.
So even Microsoft, which we thought was one of those companies that would be kind of sheltered because they are a business-to-business play, has already said they're seeing an impact in their supply chain because of coronavirus, and mainly in the personal computing segment, which is pretty interesting that even they're being impacted. They're not giving specifics on what this means. So this is everything Windows related. So does that mean there's delays in, it's software for the most part. I don't know if there's hardware delays or what, or they're assuming that because of shutdown in large corporations, specifically in Asia, that those people are not going to onboard on new projects, new software installations. I don't know where they're getting that number, but a company like Microsoft that's being impacted is pretty crazy. We were trying to think of what are companies that won't be impacted. Like Facebook has no China exposure, so the Chinese consumer does not impact Facebook in any way. So that's an interesting concept. Google, for the most part, has no China exposure.
So those are two ad businesses.
Ad business. So if the consumer slows down, then
then companies stop spending. That's how they get affected. Netflix probably should be on fire.
Netflix should be on fire because if the concept is to stay home, then more and more people will.
Yeah, so let's assume Corona gets somewhat contained in the near future, meaning that the fear of like people just dying, which I think people are probably overstating right now, it's really like a permanent behavior switch.
Yeah.
So People are less likely to be in public crowds, less likely to go to concerts, less likely to be at festivals, less likely to be at stadiums, enclosed areas with large portions of people. I feel like people generally have a fear of now.
Yeah.
And I think even rational people are making decisions like not going to Europe, not getting on planes as much unless you absolutely have to. And that's going to have a massive trickle-down effect that I think is not priced in yet.
So I got an email from a Kathy who runs a private aviation. He works at a private aviation company, and he was saying, one, there are more people wanting to fly private because they don't want to be around. So
Yep.
it's obviously the wealthiest people. But he also said trips. He just had a huge cancellation to Europe as well.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of fear there. In Saudi Arabia for Mecca.
Which is, this is crazy.
So if you don't know what Mecca is, during the holy kind of time of year, everyone does, a lot of Muslims do a pilgrimage to Mecca, and it's during Ramadan, right?
No, it's not during Ramadan. It's here. Edit this, Tim. Let me just get the
Hajj.
It's called Hajj.
So I'll just start back where I said during.
Just say during Hajj. It's an annual pilgrimage. I think
Okay.
it changes on the lunar calendar.
Okay.
Yeah.
So during Hajj, the annual pilgrimage to Mecca, I don't know if you've ever seen these videos or pictures. You're talking millions of people come.
So like 8 million people.
8 million people come to kind of pray and be a part of that whole experience. Saudi Arabia is saying, don't come.
If you are trying to get there with a visa, you're not allowed to go. So basically, if you're not a Saudi citizen,
Yeah.
So this is a pilgrimage for all Muslims.
Yeah.
So they're effectively limiting it to only Saudi Arabians because they're afraid of infection.
Yeah, and so the Middle East has actually been extremely aggressive. Even in Dubai and other parts of the UAE, they're canceling. There's like another race that was canceled. They're being very strict. In Iran, the entire senior cabinet seemed to have corona.
People are like just dying.
Yeah, like the vice president,
Yeah.
the president, the senior defense people. So that video that went viral of that person coughing, I think it was the president or vice
That
president.
was like a health minister.
Health minister coughing. It pretty much got the entire senior. That's like imagine getting President Trump and all the senior cabinet officials
Right.
with coronavirus. That's effectively happened. So Iran has now banned all Chinese citizens from coming into to Iran, and now they're all making these crazy, aggressive moves about how they're going to handle it. In America, there aren't as many cases yet. We're obviously all very, very scared. In fact, when the boba guys were on their way out, one of them showed a picture that his wife was at Costco, and there was this long line of people stocking up on water and food. So there's this like panic that has arisen amongst Americans about like, we got to stock up because
course.
shit's about to hit the fan. And I find that like, I mean, I guess it's not overreacting if that's what you think. If you think the end is coming soon, get your canned beans and water. And
Yeah, if the end's coming soon, unfortunately, a 30-day supply is not really the fix.
then you need to if you're going to go buy water bottles, you got to buy like 7,000.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Because if it's an impending doom to the point where you have to go into your supplies, I don't think what people are buying is enough.
Yeah, like if you're buying a 60-pack of water and some beans, you may last.
If you guys actually started preparing, what would you go and grab?
We actually have a little emergency kit.
Yeah, but like you're good for a day.
Yeah, it's like
You don't have an emergency
you're
kit
probably
then.
like a week.
You're good for a week.
No, like if it's more for like an earthquake
What did you buy?
where you can't get into your building and you just
Yeah, but let's say let's for example. So one of the interesting things that's what's going on that I wanted to talk about is that in China they're reopening the businesses. Starbucks is starting to reopen. Factories are starting to get back to work. And one of the things that we've been discussing in the office is in China, they're able to get things under control because it's essentially like it's a dictatorship. It's like martial law. They pretty much forbade anyone going anywhere for
they
a solid 2
quarantined
months.
the entire country.
Yeah, so they were able to stop the spread. They tested whoever they wanted.
Yep.
And now they feel good that China's getting back to normal. And even Tim Apple came out and said today he feels good that the China workflow is going to be normal. I think when it's all the dust settles, China's going to be fine because they can take extreme measures to fix this problem. What I don't have confidence in is in America, is in Africa, is
Europe,
in India, Europe.
Europe's a mess.
Because we can't do that. Like, maybe Donald Trump would do that. Anyone who goes outside their house after 9 p.m., you get shot.
Trump would do that.
So maybe he could be a hero.
Yeah, because
my God.
you just don't have faith in other governments taking the drastic measures.
Yes.
And they're not allowed to.
Yeah.
The Chinese government can do whatever they want.
Yes.
So if they can seal apartment buildings and say, you're not going.
Yeah, none of you are leaving. You guys all have corona. You're out.
Yeah. And that's what they've effectively done.
And so, you know, what we're doing in this country is the CDC is getting ahead of it. So I went on their website last night to just say what they're saying. First thing they're saying is, you know, it is like a type of a flu, and the symptoms are very similar to the flu. And I think that's the thing that people need to understand. You can get coronavirus and live.
Yeah, so I mean, the mortality rate they think is 1% to 2%.
Yeah.
And 80% of people who contract it won't show symptoms. And the real problem in the U.S. with regards to the way Trump is dealing with this, and it's leaked from the administration, they're using this as like campaign rhetoric rather than solving a medical crisis.
Yeah.
And they're worried about the stock market because that's all he looks to. So he'll say whatever he has to make people comfortable. We just don't know if that's true or not.
Exactly. And the way people are reacting. So there's another story that's out is that masks are being sold on Amazon. They're being sold on eBay. They're being sold on all these marketplaces, and the prices have just exploded.
Yeah, of course.
Because my guess is resellers have bought the masks. So you think StockX is a big resale market? Someone probably went and bought 100,000 masks, and they control on the marketplaces, and they've jacked up the prices like double and triple in some cases. So I go then on the CDC website and I read, we don't think masks make any impact. This is the CDC.
It's very limited effectiveness.
Yeah, they keep continuing to say, wash your hands, cover your mouth. What they're saying is mask is effective if you have corona, so that it doesn't spread. But if you're trying not to contract it, it's not necessarily like CDC on their website says masks are ineffective. So I think people just need to get comfortable with the fact that everyone's going to get corona.
It's certainly possible.
Yeah, I mean, like everyone gets the flu and you live.
Yeah.
You just have to live to the vaccine.
And it's really harmful for elderly people, 65 plus, and people with low immune systems.
Yeah, so low immune system is really the biggest kind of weakness in the coronavirus. So if you're an unhealthy person, you might want to stay home.
Adios, motherfuckers.
Pizza, big support.
But I mean, and here's the real issue. Like, we have our own friends who downplay the significance of it, but you just follow what businesses are doing.
Exactly.
So Workday, which is a huge software company, canceled a huge conference in Orlando. Zuck just made his move.
Yeah.
F8, one of the biggest conferences in the world, is now canceled.
Yeah, that's a developers conference that Facebook has. I saw...
and these are conferences in the U.S. Let's make that clear.
Yeah.
This is not in Wuhan. This is not in Japan.
No.
This is not anywhere. This is in San Francisco and Orlando.
Yeah, I mean, travel, I think, is clearly going to be the biggest impact. I mean, like conferences, traveling, like people don't feel comfortable. Hong Kong is taking drastic measures to boost the economy. They are giving 7 million people $1,200 in cash to boost its recession-hit economy. This is very interesting because China and Hong Kong, who are flushed with cash, can do something like this that'll instantly spur spending. It's an amazing place to be in. They're going full yang gang, giving everyone $1,200 and say, go spend it.
That's the thing that China can do, Hong Kong can do, but U.S. can't do.
No.
Europe won't do.
No, well, they're broke.
Yeah. So I like the policy.
I do. I think it's a great, like, if I just got like a fresh $1,200, I'll go blow it.
Yeah.
I'll go forward and buy myself some Saint Laurent.
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
Exactly. Boost consumption.
And then the other interesting trend that's happening in Hong Kong, which you may see a big trend everywhere, is homeschooling because of the spread of germs. So if you have children, you quickly learn when they go to school, they are literally like a I don't remember any of the chemistry terminology, but they're carriers for germs.
Sure.
So they go to school, they're obviously playing with all these other kids, and the way the flu or a cold spreads, it never ends. It's just constant. And so that then gets the parents sick, that gets their coworkers sick, so it becomes this crazy long chain of events. Hong Kong is trying to push for homeschooling because they feel that that'll control the virus. And it's not a bad idea. It's not really doable in a city like LA to tell, it's millions of kids who are part of the LAUSD. You guys now need to be educated at home.
So I think Hong Kong's been closed before Chinese New Year, and they're extending it through April 15th at the minimum.
Wow.
The schools.
That's nuts. I wonder how that impacts like just everything, like your life.
Yeah, it impacts literally everything. It impacts, like, parents have to stay home from work to watch their kids, so they can't earn paychecks.
Yeah.
Relying on Yang Gang, like, it's crazy.
Yeah, no, it's really crazy. Speaking of Yang Gang, Michael Bloomberg has just reached out to Andrew Yang's camp about potentially being his running mate. Does that put Bloomberg back in the race?
Unfortunately, it's all coming down to March 3rd. It might not be enough time. March 3rd's next Tuesday.
So the Yang Gang can't make an impact by then?
I mean,
There's a lot of Asian people in California.
well, he'd have to announce it right now.
Yeah.
Because the story is if Bernie wins enough delegates on Tuesday, it's over.
Okay. So that's people feel good that Bernie can take
I
it away
think people
Tuesday.
are pretty confident because everyone's still in the race. So Buttigieg, Biden, Bloomberg, they all split votes. I think Warren might even, sure, she takes Bernie votes away, but you have plenty of other candidates that are fairly popular that aren't going to. I mean, I don't want to say it's locked up, but like the odds are Bernie's winning.
I think Bernie should get Yang Gang. Because then you feel a little more, it's a little bit, Andrew Yang's feels more moderate.
I think they'll butt heads, though. The thing is, I don't think Bernie's playing to win. He's playing because he actually believes in this stuff.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
He wants
Obviously,
to make a change.
He wants to win.
Yeah.
But he really wants socialism.
Yeah.
Like, he's made that very clear.
Yeah. And so you don't think Yang Gang's
I don't think Yang Gang.
Because then you
The only
get
thing Yang Gang's doing is the 1200. I don't know. Does anyone know another Yang Gang policy?
No, but he's handing out money.
I didn't even know who Yang Gang was until like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Dave Chappelle. You get Dave Chappelle endorsement if you get Yang Gang as your VP. We'll see. It'll be interesting. This one's really interesting. The big news that Congress finally made illegal. Lynching.
Wow.
Wow.
Only this week was lynching made illegal in America.
So what does that mean? Like, who could lynch someone?
Like, technically,
Yeah,
what?
if it wasn't illegal, who's allowed to lynch?
You know what? That's a great question. Let me read this. Hold on. So pretty much it's an anti-lynching bill. I don't think you can, up until last week, lynch people and get away with it. I think it's just like, it sounds like it could be ceremonial and just making it a federal law that is anti-lynching. The shocking thing is there's 4 people that voted no, that voted against it.
They want lynching to still be
They
legal.
want to bring lynching back, and you could guess most of them are from the South.
Makes sense.
Yeah, except one's from Michigan.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's close to Pete.
Yeah.
Don't throw me into that fucking blue. Why is it always got to be associated?
But 410 people in the House voted yes to abolish it. 4 voted against it. It's just crazy that we're even voting on these things. There's probably all these weird legislation that's so antiquated, so old that like we have to eventually clean up. But I don't think anything's happening now with the coronavirus. So we'll have to wait and see. On to more racial sensitive issues. Hank Azaria, who did the voice of Apu, they couldn't even get a fucking Indian guy to do his
If
voice.
you're going to culturally misappropriate us, let an Indian make money off of it.
So he was the voice of the Quickie Mart owner on The Simpsons, Apu, and he now feels like he doesn't feel good about it. He said it just didn't feel right.
Made too much money.
Yeah, and guess what? He only felt like this a month ago.
It's easy to have a conscience when you're rich and it doesn't affect your pocketbook.
Yeah, so
That's really the moral of the story.
Yeah, so now Hank Azaria is feeling guilty for Apu after all these years. Where were you when I was getting made fun of in elementary school, you punk?
He was cashing checks.
Yeah.
Guy's rich. I mean, how long has he been this voice?
I mean, how old? 20 plus years probably.
Easily. I remember at Simpsons in elementary school. I'm 36 years old.
Yeah. So yeah, over 20 years. And so now he feels guilty.
Good
for the
for him.
voice.
What a morally conscious guy.
He should
donate money to like a cause.
He should
really
donate
feel
money to 7-Elevens.
So this is really just out of like the blue that he just decided that he felt this way?
Yeah, I think maybe
Is
he
there any
finally
reasoning?
like made friends with an Indian person and goes, you know what? I don't think you should do that voice anymore, you idiot.
Yeah, he's an idiot.
Yeah,
Complete idiot.
He should stop the checks.
I mean, he said he attended seminars about racism and social consciousness to get to this point. How many seminars do you need to attend to know that voice is offensive?
Yeah, I knew it was a white guy. I was like, wow, that's pretty offensive.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, if it was an Indian person, I don't think I would mind it. I'd be like, all right, whatever, he's getting paid.
Right.
I don't mind when like people are stereotyped and they get paid.
Right.
But like a white guy? You know how many Indians there are with that accent you could have gotten?
Very strange.
Oh my God, it's so frustrating. Well, hopefully, we're going to run an ad now, and hopefully it will not be culturally misappropriated.
I hope the ad has an Indian accent.
Well,
Okay.
I've been hearing most of the ads are KY jelly, so
Really?
yeah.
Dude, if you want to have a nice, smooth...
KY jelly would crush it in India.
Dude, you want something nice and smooth? KY jelly. Okay, we're back. Big news. Walmart is coming after Amazon. Walmart confirmed today it will launch a rival to Amazon Prime. It sounds like it's going to be called Walmart Plus, so free shipping. I don't know. They haven't confirmed, but I think it's going to be $98 fee because that's what they charge for groceries. So we're unclear if that is going to go into the Walmart Plus, but it is such an easy upsell for Walmart to convert their tens of millions of daily brick and mortar shoppers to Walmart Plus shoppers. Like, I don't think they're going to steal customers away from Amazon Prime, but like the person walking into Walmart,
Yep.
if the cashier goes, oh, are you a member of Walmart Plus? Here's free month.
Right.
Like, give everyone a free month
You
and
know,
let them.
I was thinking, like, Walmart, first of all, it's unbelievably impressive that they're one of these old companies that's been able to jockey and fight with all tech innovation. They've
Yeah.
invested in technology for years.
Yeah.
They have thousands of employees that just focus on technology. But how about this as an idea? Because they have the balance sheet to do it. You know how they can steal business from Amazon? Imagine if they had like an interest-free program that it's like Restoration Hardware. Interest free, you can spend $10,000 and pay it over 12 months.
Oh, wow,
and imagine if like they did that with daily goods.
Yeah.
Imagine converting families that they have a couple $100 grocery bill through the family, but then they give them terms.
Yeah, I mean,
And
I
it's
guess
like a revolving credit. Like, hey, here's your credit. You have $5,000 that you get. It's almost like an interest-free credit card.
So I like the idea a lot, and I think they can probably test it. The difference is, so Restoration Hardware, if you're a member, you can potentially get credit. They know they have a high-income customer, right? The person walking into Walmart could be questionable on
But
their
even
income.
if they give $100 credits,
Yeah, just start with small.
They can hire the data. This is where data science actually matters,
Yeah.
where you can figure out what a person, you look at someone's financial picture and be like, hey, they're good for $50, $20, $200,
Yeah.
another family, 1,000.
Yeah.
And you have like a revolving loan. And
Well, you know what?
I mean,
Especially-
I just see how much we spend on Amazon because we have a kid.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah, and it's lockup, right?
Yeah.
because we just only shop on Amazon.
Yeah.
Walmart has all these people that probably aren't necessarily very avid e-com shoppers yet because it's so convenient to walk
Yeah.
into the store. But if you make it like risk free and be like, and we'll give you credit, by the way, and you could do pickup or you could do.
I think that's what they got to do. We may have we should be paid for this.
Well, we'll see. Maybe they'll run ads.
Yeah, at least run ads. We just told you how to beat Amazon, Walmart.
We literally just gave you the secret.
Just spend $1 million on ads with us.
Yeah,
that's all we
good.
care. The other interesting news is, despite all this turmoil, DoorDash is now looking to file for an IPO.
On the day of the 4 consecutive days of 1,000-point declines.
I mean, what schmuck banker thought this was a good day to announce? At least wait a week. Oh, Goldman Sachs.
Of course, crooks.
So why don't you wait at least a week or two till things calm out a little, not on the worst single day since 2011?
Yeah, so I guess the only thing is, did they formally announce it or did it leak?
Looks like they announced. Has filed.
So it really technically doesn't matter because it's not like they're on their roadshow.
Yeah.
It's just that they're filing and they just want to get the paperwork done. They'll go out when the markets are ready. But with DoorDash specifically, I don't know who to believe anymore because everyone's full of shit. But if you, like the smart people I kind of follow have all said DoorDash is a good business, meaning like their revenue growth's crazy. They actually have positive contribution margin and they pretty much own the suburbs. That's what, like, in West Hollywood, we don't even hear about DoorDash.
I've never used it.
Exactly.
I don't have it.
But they had a different strategy. Their strategy was go in the suburbs and own it.
Yeah.
And they're by far the biggest. It's not even like close. They're the biggest by multiples.
Okay.
And people are very bullish about the company. They obviously are losing money. It's just, does the math work? We don't know. Let's wait till we see the S1.
Yeah.
But people are very bullish about this.
So the only positive thing we could say about that is, let's assume the metrics are good. It sounds like Uber is kind of shelving or putting less focus on Uber Eats. I mean, the guy quit.
Yeah, the guy quit.
The guy running Uber Eats quit. Postmates is clearly focused on metro cities. It's not as much as suburbs. So DoorDash is kind of may be sitting there. I don't know how big Caviar is. Is that small?
Caviar is very small.
So DoorDash could be in a place to win, and maybe they're doing like Chili's and Outback and shit like we're not even thinking about that they're actually delivering. I think it's interesting. I think the timing is still rough no matter what you do. The other challenge I see is that there's a lot of other companies that have been wanting to go public. Airbnb specifically.
Yeah.
Airbnb and Corona are a disaster.
Yeah, it's travel.
Yeah.
And it's travel to like when you go to a hotel, you at least know your hotel room's been cleaned right before you get there.
You don't know who's been in that
You
Airbnb.
have no idea.
Even like the hotel has the same feeling, but like...
At least you know it's cleaned by professionals.
Yes.
Airbnb could just be a hustle, a bunch of people that who knows
what's going on in there. I think Airbnb is going to have to shelve their IPO this year. There's no way with the... Because forget even the cleaning and all that. You're just going to see a reduction in travel in general. Like people are just not going to go places. So why would you book an Airbnb? I mean, just common sense. Like if I think about all the different companies that are supposed to go public, that one's a tough one.
I agree, and it's just shocking because a year ago Airbnb was untouchable.
Yeah. And now
it's almost like
it is still
away.
untouchable. It might have Corona.
No, in terms of like, yeah, you might get Corona.
Yeah. I mean, it's really scary just to see, a month ago, I remember sitting in my office and Taylor was telling me about, hey, what should I invest my money in, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, the recession's going to happen. Just be patient, have cash, and be opportunistic.
Yep.
And he's like, you always say that. You always say the recession's going to happen. Nothing ever goes down. Everything keeps going up.
Well,
here we go, Taylor. The one thing I told him to buy, he bought it, and he screenshot. He's up 30%.
Which is
the ultra short on the S&P 500.
that's great.
wow.
SPXU.
Taylor's rich.
Yeah, so Taylor's rich.
That's why he's in Utah with Miss America, just skiing down the mountain.
He's showing his Robin Hood. He's like, everyone else is down. Look at mine, babe.
She's like, I'm coming right away. I'll be right over.
That's so funny.
So on to our favorite and we have many segments now. Winners, losers, and content. Anand, who's your winner of the week?
Winner of the week appears to be, I want to say Donald Trump again.
Wow.
The Democratic debate happened this week, and it was a complete, utter disaster, complete shit show. Everyone's just screaming, yelling, no unified ability to think about any issue. And it just seems like, I mean, sure, if Corona craters the economy, that could be the only thing that stops this guy. But other than that, it's just like the Democrats just keep shooting themselves in the foot, and it's just like embarrassing to watch.
I particularly think Donald Trump was the winner of the week because of his pronunciation of all the Indian names.
That was really good.
Namaste Vivekananda.
And then he also had some great one-liners at the press conference talking about coronavirus.
That was amazing. There was a comment that we were both watching where the guy was like, some guy came up to me, gave me a hug and a kiss, and he was coughing, and I was like, no, you can't do that.
Yeah, and he pushed him away and said, go wash my hands.
And he's like, what do you tell the American people? He's like, you gotta wash your hands. You don't need to be touching every handrail.
His advice was fantastic.
He gives advice.
Have you guys seen his tweet that just came out from 2015?
No.
He said if the Dow Jones ever falls more than 1,000 points in a single day, the sitting president should be, quote unquote, loaded into a very big cannon and shot into the sun at a tremendous speed. No excuses.
That is unbelievable.
The Dow
You got to
down-
post that.
The Dow, I just did.
Okay,
The
that's
Dow's down like 1,200 points.
Yeah, I mean, 4 days in a row.
Yeah.
Jesus, that's amazing. My winner of the week is Walmart.
Ah.
And not only because they're launching Walmart Plus, they also announced this week they're getting into primary care and dentistry. So they want to figure out how to make healthcare more affordable to their people. They see a world where you come in, you go grocery shopping, get an oil change at a Walmart, and then get your teeth cleaned. Money transfers, photo printing, groceries.
Yep.
Walmart and Amazon are, like, to me, not heading on a collision course. Amazon is going to address one part of the country. Walmart's going to address the rest, and everyone else is fucked.
Walmart is middle America.
Yeah, and I think a large part of not just middle America, I think suburban America is still Walmart so powerful. And like healthcare is so broken. Here's another industry that Walmart has enough cash to go after.
Healthcare is 30% of U.S. GDP.
That's
healthcare
nuts.
spending.
So Walmart's sitting there and say, you know what? We have all the space. We'll get our own doctors. We'll get our own dentists. And
Walmart doesn't. I feel like Walmart, when we were growing up, had a stigma about it. I don't feel Walmart has a stigma. Meaning, like, if there was a Walmart nearby,
we'd go shopping.
We'd go shop there.
We're also indifferent at our age. We just need, it's a necessity.
Sure.
I'm sure like a 14-year-old is like, yo, let me get the drip at the Mart.
Yeah.
That's not happening.
The trip at the Mart.
All right, who's your loser?
Tourism.
Okay.
Very obvious one for me.
Okay.
I just don't think people are going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, we have 2 tickets that we have to use by June
2?
to go to Europe. Is that smart to use? Or
Well,
just burn
You
it?
have to go to Europe?
Yeah.
You can't redirect it anywhere?
I mean, I guess we could just go to New York. That's
Can
a
you
good
go
idea.
anywhere?
It's European carriers.
Okay.
Well,
Maybe
you
you're going to
don't want
stop
them.
through New York and just walk off the plane.
Yeah, I mean, I think specifically Italy and probably France are going to be hit the hardest. Italy for sure.
Yeah, but I mean, if it's in Italy and France, it's everywhere in Europe.
Yeah.
Because they haven't closed borders. People are just traveling in between.
Yeah, those trains are going everywhere.
Yeah, trains, planes.
Yeah.
I mean, Ryanair's got to be crumbling.
wait, people are just flying. They don't care.
Yeah, I know, but tourism, it's just the obvious thing. People are just going to reconsider travel, reconsider going to Disneyland, reconsider everything.
Yeah.
Because until we know more, it's not worth it.
No.
We don't know what this really is yet.
Yeah. I mean, I think traveling is going to be very minimum unless, like, to me, I want to know what percentage of summer vacation is families, right?
Yeah.
Would you assume majority?
I would assume in the summer majority.
Majority, right? If you have children, you're not going anywhere.
Right.
Why would you take the risk? Like, it's just like,
Even if you don't have children.
but I'm saying is like, if you're like a young single person, like, oh, fuck Corona, Mykonos is cheap right now.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe Pete's in Mykonos this summer.
Because Mykonos in August, Pete could never afford.
No,
And
I
now
can't
you
afford
might
it
be able
ever.
to.
Yeah.
Finally.
Yeah, that's interesting. So my loser of the week is, unfortunately, Robinhood traders. So a lot of young people in the last, few years went and launched a Robinhood account. They went and bought Tesla. They went and bought Tim Apple. They went and bought the cannabis companies. And, they're playing with money that is hard earned. Hopefully this is not money they need immediately. But my guess, I would love to be in the war room at Robinhood to see what the fuck is going on with these kids' accounts.
They're getting wiped, and I'll tell you why. The millennial trader, I think, really spiked in the beginning of this year with like TikTok Robinhood influencers.
Yeah.
Like how many kids probably signed up for accounts because these TikTok Robinhood influencers, and everyone was making money because the stock market was going up. They're all clean.
Yeah.
So if you opened a Robinhood account in the beginning of this year,
you lost all your money.
Yes.
And then, God forbid, you started betting on options and
right.
Oh my God, it's really, really scary. And this is what we always say: Joe investor always
loses. Retail Joe will always lose.
He's a loser.
Yes,
he's a big loser. He's always a loser. Will always be a loser. So be careful in if you are a Robinhood trader, you're playing with money that you do not need daily. Be safe with that money because it can disappear very quickly. Content of the week.
Content of the week for me. Adam Carolla was on the Bill Simmons podcast. They're close friends. And he's hysterical. I forgot how funny he is.
Is he still funny?
So he has this whole bit. So he actually talks about he ran into Jerry Seinfeld at some studio lot.
Okay, I'm interested already.
And Jerry Seinfeld says, you know that rich man, poor man? That's your thing. That's your bit. So to explain it, it's like the rich man, poor man complex. So, for example, if you shower outside, if you're rich, you have a pool, you have a tennis court, and an outdoor
it's
shower.
Very rich to shower outside.
Or you're poor and that's free shower. And there's another good one. Like, you've never been to Outback Steakhouse.
Okay.
Because if you're rich, you go to Morton's, you go to Lowry's, Mastro's, whatever. If you're poor, you can't afford to go to a steakhouse. So that's a rich man, poor man thing.
Okay, and that's Adam Carolla.
He's got this whole little bit. It's hysterical.
Oh my God, that is really, really good. My content recommendation is, so I finally finished the Aaron Hernandez documentary.
Okay.
Phenomenal.
Yep.
Like unbelievable. And Netflix does a good job of just like pushing a trailer on you. So they pushed a trailer on me for this new Ben Affleck Anne Hathaway movie called The Last Thing He Wanted. I mean, Ben Affleck looks like he's making a big comeback. He's everywhere. I see movies, billboards, see his face
He's
everywhere.
working.
He's working. He's trying to stay off that booze.
Yeah.
It looks incredible. Like, the movie looks incredible. I'm a huge fan of Ben Affleck and Anne Hathaway.
That sounds good.
I'm definitely going to watch that.
Nice.
Pete, what do you got for us?
Okay, so the whole stock market thing, let's just go over some general terminology real quick for people. So pushes, shorts, shit like that.
What is pushes? Pushes is
push.
Just for, there's nothing called push.
Okay, well, this is why we're
I'm
clarifying.
going to push you out of this room for saying that.
So let's go over some of the general terminology you need to know.
Let's
far
just
as
keep it
investing
really
in
simple.
the stock market goes.
Let's keep it really simple.
Really simple.
Okay, so going long on a stock means you think it's going to go up.
Yeah.
When you short a stock, you think it's going to go down. There's options. Options are zero sum. So meaning one person wins, one person loses. So if you think a stock's going to go up and you want to be really risky, you buy a call option. If you think a stock's going to go down and you want to be really risky, you buy put options. You don't do options unless you're willing to lose all your money.
Yes. Options.
Going long a stock, you won't lose all your money if the stock goes down. You just lose whatever percentage.
Yeah. Pretty simple. Options is very dangerous, which is what we personally like to do.
Yeah, so that's my hobby now.
It's closest
That's your hobby now.
I stopped gambling over 3.5 years ago.
Yeah, this
So
is your
this
gambling.
is my only weird little vice I still have left.
Okay,
We did it.
that's all I got. Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
You can push yourself out of here. Everyone have a great weekend. Check out our newsletter. If you have not signed up, group-chat.com. Stay safe. My biggest advice for everyone this weekend, wash your hands.
Yep.
Unfortunately, your mask does nothing for you, but keep washing your hands and avoid shaking hands. You know, people continue to stick their hand out at me and they listen to the pod. If you listen to the pod, I'm going to see you at Run Club.
Don't fucking shake my
Don't
hand.
shake me. Don't shake my kid's hand. You don't even have to look at me if you don't want to.
Don't look at me. Don't look at my kid. Don't look at my family.
Just head nod. Even fist bump is skin touching. I don't know what you did at the back of your hand.
So quickly, just saw live, BTS canceled Korean dates.
Wow. So that Super Rose Bowl show is definitely going to get canceled.
Oh, yeah. That's okay.
Also, some guy just replied to the Boba story.
Yeah.
And he said, "Oh, fuck, you guys better have those N95s on." And I was like, little do you know, it's all American made, but you are racist.
Yes.
That's good.
That's a good one.
All right.
All right,
we
guys,
did it.
have a great weekend.